Today, we have gathered here to answer one question and one question only. Does size matter?
NANI?
Introducing
Dickus.
aka Accuracy Stacker Wonder.
No! God, please, no! No!
Hi, it's me, Shoksu, and okay. I'm here today to bring to you my build review for Accuracy Stacking Wonder Squire Edition. Let's do it. Let's get it. Let's jump into our damage. Yes, out of 10. Number big says everything. Clear. Kinetic blast with chain. 10 out of 10. Zoom. 9 out of 10. Shield charging like a madman feels great until you run into a pebble on the ground and your character just refuses to step over it and you're like, bruh, just...
Why are you like that?
Defense, 6 out of 10. Definitely playable with 100% spell suppression, 32 chance to evade attacks, 28 chance to block attacks, 17k armor with molten shell and all that good stuff, right? But 3000 life and 10% increased damage taken from Aspect of Carnage makes it more vulnerable to damage over time effects and one-shots. What is this build good at? Well, for the first time ever, bossing felt great, it felt nice and enjoyable. So definitely it's good for bossing because bosses literally don't get to play the game while you just go. What is this build not so good at? Giga Juiced Beyond Mapping. Pretty much I paid for 6 portals, I'm gonna use 7. Oh, wait, well, yeah, you get the point. It dies. Like, sure, you could do Headhunter, maybe squeeze in some Inspire Learnings, and then you can blast those Beyond Maps easily, but then that would be a different version of the build, and not the build version that I'm talking about today. So, yeah. How do you build the build? Short version. Take the guy with the big stick, get accuracy everywhere, invest some currency, and voila! Number big. Build the build long version. Class, Marauder. Ascendancy, Berserker. We go Aspect of Carnage. 40% more damage has a very neat synergy with Number Big. Blitz. 20% more attack speed has a very cool synergy with Zoom and Number Big. Crave the Slaughter. Rage Generation. That allows you to use Berserk skill that also has a wonderful synergy with the Number Big. Forbidden Flame and Flesh with Undeniable from Juggernaut Ascendancy. It's an accuracy stacking build, so yeah.
Number big.
Speaking of jewels, 2 Transcendent Spirit. Each of them gives around 30% more damage when combined with Brutal Restraint in the sign starting area. What you should be looking for is plus 20 dexterity on the notables that are in the radius of your Transcendent Spirit jewels. We don't take the keystone, so fairly easy to divide a few times and get something usable. Unnatural Instinct. In this socket it becomes super well-rounded, 10 out of 10, would recommend. Watcher's Eye. Just go Number Big. Crit multi by Precision, attack damage by Precision, lightning damage by Wrath. Large Cluster Jewel. It is a very flexible slot, you can go for mana and life leech, just life, just mana. Basically, you can improvise, adapt, and overcome a lot here, but my choice is Large Cluster Jewel with attack damage while holding a shield. It allows us to get a bit more life from a Gladiator's Fortitude, which gives life and damage, then Martial Prowess for accuracy and attack speed, basically Number Big, and then Fuel the Fight gives us Mana Leech, which in combination with my Amulet Corruption of Life Leech covers the sustain for this build. Split Personality. You can have 2 of them, so we have 2 of them. The combination of mods you want is Flat Accuracy, and then any attribute, Dexterity, Intelligence, or Strength. These jewels are actually crazy good value. With our setup, they are the best damage jewels you can get. But why? Well, because omniscience. Of course, great damage, but the important thing is easy access to resistances, because this build uses a lot of unique items and suffixes are used for accuracy rolls, so it's great. With my choices in the build, I need Life Leech, Corruption on the Ami. Other good corruptions would be percent attributes, elemental damage with attacks, attack speed, +1 curse, a lot of stuff you can do with that, and +1 max resistance, not bad defensively. Anoint, depth perception. Good to start with, good to finish, gives everything this build needs, accuracy, attack speed, damage, crit chance, all the good stuff. Moving on to other gear pieces, let's address the elephant in the room, Mage Blood. Very expensive, very high value, but actually not mandatory. What flask am I using and why? Super juicy movement speed flask, because speed is fun. Chaos resistance flask, with reduced curse effect on you, which paired with 95% increased flask effect, well, that gives us complete curse immunity and a significant boost in chaos damage mitigation. Quartz flask, with at least 90% increased effect, gives us 19% chance to suppress spell damage, and that saves 2 passive points on the tree, which is huge. Granite flask for more armor, physical damage mitigation, and more beefy molten shell. With the increased flask effectiveness here, I also have up to 47% reduced mana cost of skills. This is the easiest way to solve mana cost problems, however, it is possible to sacrifice some damage to get enough minus flat mana cost modifiers to not need this. Last but not least, Alarmed Divine Flask of whatever you can get. The important part is instant life recovery when on low life. This recovers more than 70% of your health in an instant. Since we don't really need more damage, having this panic button feels great. Body armor. We go for armor and evasion base because that gives us a chance of getting spell suppression, and tier 1, tier 2 spell suppression would actually allow us to save 4 passive points on the tree, which would be way better than, well, in my case I have tier 1 dexterity. Aura effect, actually huge. Elevating is nice, but we don't have any important aura effect thresholds to reach, so just, yeah, for number big. Attack crit. Don't have to be elevated and only really needed in the early stages of the build, or if you don't have crit chance on your weapon like me. +1 curse. Mandatory unless you have it on your Ami. If you do have +1 curse and leech amulet, then I would Awakener's Orb, percent dexterity or percent strength from Elder Influence, and aura effect from Redeemer, and then hope for an open suffix to do suffixes cannot be changed, reforge attack for a guaranteed attack crit. Rings. For the base, we want at least item level 75, ideally level 82 rings, with synthesize implicit of 18 to 20% accuracy. On the suffixes, important mods are percent accuracy and flat accuracy. Ideally, the last suffix would be a tier 1 dexterity, intelligence, or strength. On the prefixes, we want life, elemental damage with attacks, and any flat elemental damage. Optional, however very high value for bossing, onslaught on hit ring, with the same modifiers as the other ring. Gloves. Oscarm unique gloves. Main source of crit chance scaling, also a lot of accuracy and some spell suppression. Best corruption, elemental weakness on hit. Of course, adding +1 frenzy or 10% increased attack speed would push it even further. Boots. Storm Rider double elevated, tailwind plus onslaught is maximum zoom. If you manage to get at least tier 3 spell suppression as your third suffix, you can save 2 more passive points on the tree. That would be absolutely huge. Weapon. Imbued Wand. Highest attack speed base. Best enchant is accuracy instead of quality from Harvest. And since this is a Squire build, we use a multi-link wand with the Squire. I don't have the perfect mirror 12-link wand, but what I managed to craft with 150 exalts is only 12% less damage than a perfect mirrored wand. So yeah, it's great. Helmet. Obscurantis. Best in slot item with +2 power siphon projectiles would be ideal. 90% reservation multiplier is a must to fit in all the gems that we use. And you can see all my gem setups in POB, but there are a few things that should be mentioned. In the helmet, we have Determination and Wrath, as well as Anomalous War Banner linked with Enhance, but Enhance is not linked to other auras. Squire gives socketed gems +8 quality, so it is important to have these support gems in it. Divergent Inspiration, to have even more mana cost reduction. Divergent additional accuracy with at least 22 quality, because at 30% quality you reach the next threshold for increased damage per 1000 accuracy. Divergent Chance to Bleed. Levels don't really matter here, we just care about quality to better scale our added damage from boots, so 23 quality would be ideal. And that's gonna be it for the video. Overall conclusion of the build, if you want to kill bosses, it's great. Anyway, if you have any questions or suggestions, feel free to like them, leave them, like them? Sure, like your questions, leave the comments, join the Discord, find me on Twitch.
Cheese.
Bye.